Did I go live? Oh. All right, give me a second. Peace. I'm trying to do too many things at one time, and I think I pressed that live button. Peace to everybody that came into the chat. I'm up here. I'm like everything at the last minute. Trying to have a debate. I'm doing all these different things. Apologize about that. Sup, Leafy? Everything's well today. Everything's well today. I thought I was gonna. This was gonna be without a hitch. It wasn't gonna be no problems with me starting, but I messed up anyway. We should be getting AJ in here at any moment. Yeah, that's a weird argument that I was having with a clock on work because people always do that, and I hate when people do that. I respect the people that came before me that have knowledge. If I was to go to a boxing match right now, and people like Coach Anthony or whatever, I would respect them. I would never be like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. For one, every trainer doesn't train the same. So there's going to be some kind of debate there. But he's like, he keep backtracking on what he's saying. He's saying everybody don't want a realistic boxing game. That's how you feel. Everybody that say that, that's how they feel. But from my experience being around boxing, video games, being in the industry for the little bit of time that I was, and I did many surveys, many of them. I like try to do them every year to see did people start changing. No, it seemed like you was coming at me because you did say something about realism, that everybody doesn't want realism. I know everybody don't want realism. Respectfully, I'm not trying to make you an enemy or come at you anything. For one, I'm very passionate. If you knew me you should have known of me since the game been here, because I was here day one. Ash talked to me. I talked to him before. I know. What's up, Still City Boxing? No, I'm not, bro. I'm in here in the chat, so I will correct you when you misspeak. Yo, I don't think you worded that right, because it sound like that sound like how a man was like you corrected me, because how can it's not intentionally disrespectful towards you. How can you correct a person being honest? It's like you cannot walk in the gym off the street and somebody sparring and you say something. I'm not saying you can't say anything about boxing because you are a customer to the sport. But then people get mad at the people that know the sport, experience the sport, and they like been in the trenches. I want the game to be realistic as possible. And the thing is, a lot of people, like, I was saying this yesterday, a lot of people don't want to think. They don't want Undisputed or any boxing game to be a thinking game. It's somebody holding up a high guard, and then you explained it deeper. Like the more I was talking, you explained it, what was going on. But when you start saying things without context, I'ma hop in. You saying you don't like the high guard, but a high guard can be beat. I said that. If you read the post correctly, I was saying that there should always be a way to the only thing that we would say is kind of hard to really get by is Floyd Mayweather, the way he does his Philly show. And that's another topic. Everybody don't do the Philly shell the same way. Everybody don't do the high guard the same way. Everybody don't. It's like different variants of defenses. That's something people don't talk about. That's something people don't get educated on. Because it offends me when people say, "Poe, you don't know what you're talking about." I don't know what I'm talking about in the game because I stopped playing it. I'm not going to force myself to like something that doesn't represent the sport that I love, the sport that I have battle scars in. You know, when I come in there with passion. More boxers should be in it. But you know what's going to happen? Like I always say, if there were 3 or 4 boxers that came in the Discord every day, the fans will be arguing with them. You know how I know? Because I was a senior moderator and community manager or community leader for EA. I brought boxers into the forums. And you know what? Fans took it as a chance to get at the boxers. I brought Steve Cunningham in there. I brought Dad, I forget right now, but I brought a couple of boxers in the forum. Then the fans start trying to them. That was a way we can. Yo, he's in a forum. He can't touch me. I could say anything I want to them, and that's the stupidest logic in the world. That's kids stuff. Yeah, and I agree with you. That's that's one of my arguments. I think they should fix the game before implement anything. But at this point, the way the game is set up and what Ash said, you were there. I'm glad you here, Box Eye View. You were there. Ash said the game is broken. And when other people like in the industry said they don't know what you got. And Ash got all the boxes on one system. It's going to constantly break. 2K doesn't have that. Each basketball player can be changed individually without breaking anything. The referees can be changed. I'm talking about on the court. The referees can be changed without anything breaking. Things that within the game can be fixed without being breaking. But Ash has every boxer on the same thing. They trying to tweak the boxer, then it messes up a style from another boxer. Because they were trying to find the cheapest way around. And then this another thing I'm saying, when people argue with me, do your research. I got 30 years of research. I'm constantly studying and seeing what can be done in a boxing video game or in video games in general. Because boxing is not my only thing that I play or want to play. I play Fallout. It's a lot of games. I don't even want to go through them. I'm a gamer. Not at the current moment, because when my son moved out, he took the PS5. Hey, you could take it. He took his gaming laptop. You could take it. My son is a gamer because his father is a gamer. My son is a gamer. You might even see my name because he's using my account now. He said he forgot his account and password. Now he's using my account. And I said, all my friends, because I got boxers that's on my friend list on PlayStation. So when people like come at me, it kind of offend me because I didn't just start gaming. And half of the people that's arguing, I don't know your age or whatever, y'all wasn't around when I was gaming. My thing was I contact these kids. You know, other people complain about stuff and they say, Poe, you're complaining. You're a complainer. I've been saying that, Poe, it's the development team. Until that's changed, the game won't get much. Exactly. It's the salute, Dominique. I'm going to just call you Dominique. But salute, Dominique. I've been saying it too because I know gaming. My thing is, even though I haven't made a game, and like industry professional said, Poe, over the years, you've been gathering ideas. The way you got your ideas structured and everything, he said you can be on a team because you're what we call a game designer. I never knew that. So me being me, I'm doing more research. I'm always doing research. A lot of people love to argue with me. Why? I want us to have the best game possible with options. Because a lot of y'all don't want the game that I want. I'm okay with that. Y'all should be okay with that. But a lot of people want one size fits all. And that's how game developers want everybody to think. They will tell you that this can't be done, that can't be done. That's the biggest lie, and I got the proof. Read my blogs. I have blogs with the proof that anything we want can be made. Anything we want can be put in a boxing game. For one, they got somebody doing Ali his movements, doing Emmanuel Augustus a movement when there is technology that will copy his movement off of videos, off of films. It would have looked exact. I think CB did Emmanuel Augustus movement because Emmanuel Augustus can't do his movement. Roy Jones did his movement. And a person that got eyesight and watch boxing matches, that watch Roy fight, the Roy Jones movement we have in the game is the old Roy Jones movement we have. And that shows how lazy the animators are. The animators are extremely lazy. I hope y'all hear this. Y'all lazy. And I hope Ash get rid of y'all. If Ash, because I hate to say it, but Ash kind of soft. Ash is soft. Everything is nostalgia because I would have got rid of them jokers. When they first said, Ash said, when he told everybody the ideas that he wanted, and they say, oh, that's too over ambitious. I'd have been like, all right, it might be over ambitious, but I don't need you working here anymore. I would have got rid of them. Let me see. Dominique said, and can they get rid of Will? Get Brian Hayes. I was trying, and it was my. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. Whatever y'all want to, get at me. That was my bad. I put Will in Ash Vision. I gave them both each other information because I have a history with Will when I was at EA. I actually knew Will when he was Will used to love football before there was a EA forum. But I had a history like far as like on the internet. I used to see Will talk about football and stuff. Yeah, everybody needs to call him out, but everybody patting them on the back, or they scared to say anything. Oh, we ain't gonna get a game if we say something. At least we got a boxing game. What's up, Donkey? I'm gonna call you Donkey or Conga, whatever you want me to call you. But all right. But salute Lamont Davis. You've been here every day, and I appreciate that. Every AJ Pack said everyone needs to call out on why they have to stop development on Unity. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Yeah. Everybody do got to call them out. That's the only way you can make movement. From my experience, people hate when you have experience and stuff. From my experience on these forums and stuff, because I've been on a lot of these forums, and some of them I was there before. there was like actual forums. I remember when they was like just starting out. I can't be ashamed of. I can't help that I'm an older guy that games, and there's a huge demographic of older gamers. People going by that old wisdom. You got to realize this is something I meant to say. A lot of y'all got to realize, remember when wives used to get mad at husbands for going out playing pool and going out with their friends and stuff like that? They say, oh, y'all, you going playing pool. It's a game, right? That was a game, right? Or when it started getting like, the next generations and stuff, guys going out playing basketball and other things with their friends. That is game. It's a game, right? But I don't want to get too deep in that, in psychology and all that other stuff. Let me see. Either or you can call me Humphrey if they really want. That's funny. No, I'm going to call you Donkey. I call you Donkey. Yes, the internet was much better when we used to use forums instead of Discord. Yeah, I love that platform, the forum platform better than the Discord, because it's kind of easier for you to backtrack and see what somebody was saying. Now, when a Discord goes down, that's a lot of documentation just going poof up in smoke. Exactly. Oh, and this is one thing that I like, and they trying to do it again. They trying to bring it back. When Steve used to gather ideas from the wish list, they weren't doing that openly. They weren't. I don't even think they was doing it, because I know the tactic. You tell from me being with EA and stuff like that, you tell the fans that, yeah, we see what you're talking about, and we're going to give it to the developers. That wasn't never really going on. They like people pick certain things and they hand it to the developers. That's not how I used to do things. I used to get all the ideas that really made sense, and I put them together, and then I see which ideas seem like they were the same, and I merge them into one wish list. And I gave them to the developers when I was helping EA. Then I became what was known as the wish list master, because I started writing more ideas because I was always an idea guy. I'm an idea guy. I have a billion ideas. So I started writing Wishlist. Leafy could tell you I got like well over 1,000 Wishlist ideas and blogs. Yeah, CB said he's going to send my list to. I think that's PR. I think that's PR stuff because I remember early. It might be true, and I'm not saying it, like saying it in a bad way. I hope so. I really hope so, because CB is different from what happened before he came there, because they used to always say, "Oh, Poe, you got some good ideas. We're gonna give it to the developers." Why should I go by what you said when anybody said I had ideas and stuff? Because I used to. CB is a gatekeeper. Yeah, I think so too. Because he always like with CB be saying some slick stuff. CB doesn't realize I'm older than him. That I'm not the kids in the Discord that they can control. His thing was every time I asked him something, he said, "Poe, have you played a game? When was the last time you played a game? Oh, we taking that route, huh? The facts is, even if I didn't play the game, if I'm watching video or whatever, I see what's wrong visually. If you go to a movie theater and the movie cuts off like 3 or 4 seconds in, you have a right to complain, right? Even though you went to the movie theater to see the movie. In every movie that you see, it cuts off or there's a blank screen. You have a right to say something. I played the game. I don't care if they fix the movie later on. It's the experience and what you keep hearing. I don't need to be Gordon Ramsay to tell if my food tastes. Exactly. Everybody always. My thing when people say, "Poe, you don't play the game. Poe, you don't this. Poe, you don't that." I know what boxing is. When they say I don't play the game, I can come back and say, "All right, I don't play the game. I never played the game. I did play the game." But, let's just, for argument's sake, okay, 99 or 98% of y'all that's saying that, y'all never box. But I never say, "Hey, you never box. How are you playing a boxing game? How are you telling me about boxing? You never experienced boxing. How dare you talk to me like that?" I never do that. That's not my persona. That's not who I am. My thing is I'm a community builder. But when people come at me sideways, it aggravates me and I might say something. Not like the way Beast was said, but I will say something. For one, I'm stubborn. If I'm right, I'm right. We're gonna keep arguing about that topic, so be prepared. I'm gonna go get evidence. It's a weak argument. It is. When people be arguing with me, it be so weak. I'm like, "Yo, you serious?" And then they try to backtrack on what they say. It's the default when people can't defend issues. Exactly. And my thing is, what do you mean? I say certain things all the time. I say things exactly, and people say the same thing I say. I mean that they say all the time. I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anybody, but why should I act like I didn't do certain things, that I didn't have certain experiences? is my experiences correlate with what's going on, I'm going to put them in. I'm going to introduce them into the conversation. I'm not trying to down anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody look bad. But I have to tell my truth. And my truth is 96 and 97% correct. I'm not trying to make no enemies on the internet. I have a wife and a son. The internet does nothing for me. I enjoy some of y'all friendships. I really do. I respect some of y'all friendships. I respect some of the things y'all do. I respect you, Clockwork. I really do. I respect JMMA, even though a lot of people, I disagree with what they're doing. I respect them because they're doing things. Now, when it comes to a boxing game, when they say, well, you got to play the game the way you want it to play. But how can you play? This goes back to what you said, Clockwork. And I think you said this, and I don't know if it was you, but a lot of people keep repeating this. You got to play the game a certain way to make it what you want. Not exactly that way. I'm paraphrasing. You got to play the game a certain way. But why do you have to play the game a certain way to make it look like that's how it was designed? If the game broke, why should you have to play it a certain way? All right, when you got on the weekend or whenever you got time, Clockwork, and you on that clock, and yeah, Clockwork. No, salute that you even take a time out for your job, but be careful, man, please, because jobs are hard to get out here. You know, I have respect for you. I fully have respect. I watch everybody videos so I can get a temperature of how they see what a boxing game should be. What do they think? My thing is I analyze. I did some research, like when I was young, I used to read psychology books. So I'm trying to see how you think and your perspective and everything. Even when I'm looking at Ash, I keep saying this, but even when I was looking at Ash at the content creator event, Ash was uncomfortable. It's like he was doing something he really didn't want. And then I was looking for keywords that he said. He said, yeah, I want a realistic boxing game, but it sounds like a kid when a parent tells them, don't say that. When we go to such and such house, do not say that. But then you got the kid that's still going to be honest. He said, I want this, but such and such, the person told him to say a certain thing, or they discuss a script of how they should be saying certain things. But Ash always go off script. He always go off script. That's why they can't trust Ash having a sit down by himself. Ash is, a lot of people call Ash a billionaire and stuff, but I experienced Ash. We were friends for, I say, about 6 months before Will cut our friendship off. But we were talking almost every day. I say 2 or 3 times a week. When they drop videos or information about the game, ESBC or Undisputed, Ash was talking to me. What do you think, Poe? He didn't have to do that. But I respected he did that. And Ash is like, Poe, he said, I really respect you, because I guess he was doing his research. He know how passionate I am. I was making corrections. I said, yo, that doesn't look like Ricky Haddon. And he said, "Don't worry about it, Poe. It's we still making adjustments." Then when I was complaining about the MMA and the UFC fighters that they grabbed to be in the game, he said, "Poe, don't worry about it. They're just placeholders." And people like, "What do you mean by they were just placeholders?" Let me explain this once again. When a person makes a video game, right, they got to have a model. They got to have a playable model. So to make it good, look good for the investors, which I wish Ash never got, and he knew he shouldn't have never got investors. But me not